Okay, in this question I'm going to rotate this triangle 90 degrees around the origin point. That's it right here, point O, the origin point, right in the middle of our two X and Y axes. I have the things I need, my protractor, my ruler, nice sharp pencil with an eraser in case I make any mistakes. Let's name this shape PAT, and let's remember that this shape is our pre-image. What I'm going to do is start with the point that is closest to my origin point. In this case it's P. And what I'm going to do is measure the distance between. I don't even actually need to measure with my ruler because I can see that it's literally just 2 diagonal squares. I want to make a 90-degree clockwise rotation. So it's 90 degrees and I'm heading this way, the way that a clock turns. So I'm going to be rotating in this direction. So I know that I'm going to draw a straight line from P to my origin point. Now what I need to do from here is I need to make a 90-degree angle of the same length. It's kind of hard to work upside down like this, so I've got a few options. I can measure that already at 90, and I can come out to 0 at this point, or if I'm more comfortable I can turn my paper around. It's always fine, and I can measure 90 degrees from there. So doing that, 90 degrees is about here. Now, as I said, there's two ways I can figure this out. I can measure this line and see that it's approximately 3 centimeters, or I can measure by counting diagonal squares in this case. So diagonal, diagonal. So I'm going to do that. That's the fastest and easiest for me. And I see that it covers 2 squares diagonally, and I have a new point there. And that point, turn my paper the right way around again, is going to now be P prime. P1, P prime. Okay, that's the proper name for it. I don't think I have enough to go on yet, so I'm going to go to my next point. And my next point I think is going to be the easiest for me to use is T. So once again, I'm going to draw from T, do it in dotted lines now so you can see the difference, and right to my origin point. This is a considerably longer line. Measuring it, I can see that it's a little bit over 6.5, well, about 6.5 centimeters, give or take, not quite. And I can also count that it covers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 diagonal squares, so it's literally going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces down and 2 spaces over, so I can use that to help me too. So once again, I'm going to want a 90-degree angle. I'm going to put my protractor here, and I'm going to see that this will be my 90-degree angle, and I'm going to know that I cover 6 squares up and 2 squares over. So once again, I'm going to take a line. I'm going to find 6 squares down and 2 spaces over, and place a dot there. Point. And that's going to be T prime. Now, just looking right away, I know that P and T connect with each other, so I know that P prime and T prime are going to connect with each other. I've got a few more options now. I can find the angle from A and measure it out from there, or I can just look and see that if I look at P and T, I know that A is right in the middle and 3 squares up. So it's 2 squares over, 1, 2, and 3 squares up, so I can count that way. 1 square, 2 square, 1, 2, 3, and that right there is going to be A prime. And when I connect the dots, there I have my 90-degree rotation of that shape. How can I check and make sure that my image is correct? Well, let's look at the angles that we measured. Is that a 90-degree angle? It is. Does this look like a 90-degree angle? It is. Okay, so it looks like I've done a fairly good job there. And does this shape and this shape, do they look approximately congruent to you? Well, 3 squares up, 2 squares, 4 squares across this side. Okay, they look like they're pretty congruent to me. There you go.